Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel on human design. Well, today we're going to be looking at something that you've asked me to look into in the comments, and I want to produce a balance to the Lines That Suck series, which has now got 3 parts to it. So I'm aware that you are interested to see if there's anything wrong with you and what you can do about it. But the other side is to see that we are also full of characteristics that can be highly beneficial and very positive. And then you come across one that just doesn't really fit the mold. And this is something that I know a lot of you will have questions about. If you knew about it, you'd have questions about it. And if you've got it in you, you probably know and have been thinking about it. This is the most mystical of all of the 384 lines. It's the 54th 4 that we're going to go into. The marrying maiden externalizing as part of the channel of transformation. It refers to a deep spiritual process and one that is relevant to all of us at one level or another as we seek to become all that we can be, to live all that we can be. So that's what we're going to go into today, and I do hope you're going to enjoy it. It is going to be very surprising to many of you. But before I go into that, just a 5-second thing. My name is Richard Beaumont. I've been in human design for 25 years, 20 of those teaching professional analysts. Okay, so let's go into this 54 line 4. Let me read it to you. We know it is in the gate of ambition and in the hexagram of the marrying maiden. This comes from the story of the concubine who became empress of all China, who came from the very bottom and moved all the way up to the very top. So it's tied to an energy of ambition and rising up, and often rising up through the material plane. But it isn't just material, because of this line is a way of really pointing that out. The overall heading for the 54th gate is interaction in its mundane social context, but also one's mystical and cosmic relationships. Now, what a sentence to write. And really, so many questions come up. What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? What does that possibly mean? Cosmic relationships and mundane. From my own experience, the 54 4s that I have met along the way in my journey through human design, and I know this is the most mystical of all lines. And I look and I go, well, where is it? And I've been surprised, because these people are really down to earth. You know, they're down to the nitty gritty of what it is to be on this plane and deal with it. And that's the point. What is the 4th line? The 4th line is there to externalize out to others. It's in the line of enlightenment, endarkenment. It is the only line out of all of the 54th gate descriptions that has a blue line above it. And anything that has a blue line above it in the Rave I Ching says this is a lifelong process. You are in a process with this characteristic for your whole life. It will continue to move in you. In the blue line, here in this most mystical of positions, there is neither an exaltation nor a detriment, for in truth they are the same. In the exaltation, the Alpha and Omega, the end and the beginning, there is no description possible. Each planet will manifest this energy uniquely, with absolutely no guarantee that its effects will even be perceived. However, the potential is always there. The fuel for transformation at its purest level. There is no polarity. There is no specific planetary accent. And the detriment is exactly the same words. So what are we to make of that? How do we interpret that? Well, the first thing is, where is it? It's in the root. So it's under pressure to move up. We know this. It's part of a channel of transformation. I talk about it often in terms of the mystical in the mundane. And it is that which you'll see. What else is it? It is tribal. And it is a channel in the channel of transformation that is reflecting, or is the mirror of it, if you like, is in the 1949 that we know is a mystical channel. So there is this mystical connection, and there's always the mystical in the tribal spirituality at some level. There is a great respect. There is a great connection to the gods, if I put it that way, to something more than just the tribe. So it's an ambition gate. It's tribal. It's part of a drive to move up the material or spiritual ladder. And here we come to this enlightenment, Endarkenment. So what is it? It's also going to externalize out what it sees as the truth. And this is where the twist is. It isn't about personal ambition. It is not personal. Enlightenment is not a personal thing, and we think it is. And we tie it into all our ambitions and everything else, like, you know, following the trail of coming to become enlightened by doing this, that, and the other, and being a really good whatever it is. And when you get to this line, it's really about your relationship to the totality. And once you've mastered the material plane, you have this ability to be able to help others. And this is really about doing for others what you would have done for yourself, doing in the world what you would like the world to do for you. So the enlightenment is not about the achieving of something for oneself. It is about lifting others up, the transformation of other people's lives through what you have mastered in your life, and seeing through that, through the service that you bring to others, that it reflects upon you, and you find yourself becoming more enlightened in terms of the connection to everything and the connection within as well. It's really an amazing thing to think about. You can see it about those people that go and work in voluntary organizations to want to help. But in the helping of others, they themselves become more loving. They themselves become more connected. They themselves become more aware of what is happening in the real world and its connection to the cosmos. It's what you find if you're really doing good work in your life that you love and is resonant to you, and it's also of benefit to other people. It transforms the life. It transforms your own life. Not that you're going to transform your life by doing something. It's just that it happens as a matter of connection with others and with lifting others up and of being of service. The tribal energy is the key word for tribal channels, is support. And here we see it in its most mystical way, and that it is the transformation of oneself through the support of others. If we take the 54 and we go all the way up to the 45, we come to the Queen and the King gate. And all good queens and all good kings will know the law that in order to receive, one must give. And in this sense, it's about the transformative service in order to bring the reality out into the totality through your energy, through your awareness, through your intelligence, to be able to help other people. And at some level, we all have that as being human beings. It's part of the way that it works. One of the things to understand about the marrying maiden is that its drive to succeed and to rise up is always going to be conditioned by the lack of drive and the lack of ambition of others to rise up. Think about that. When people are not moving, when there is not joy, when there is not this involvement in life that we know is possible, to be of service, to help that come up, brings it out and it spreads. And that externalizing force reaches out to those people that are transformed, that will help other people. It's about changing the totality through being fully in our lives and being correct in our lives. And in this sense, in the service of that, we ourselves find ourselves opening to a brighter light within ourselves. When you think about the word enlightenment, and Ra referred to it once as being full of light, there's a kind of an inner light that comes out when everything is, when you are in alignment with what needs to be done or what could be done, and to be part of lifting the people up because you know that it is possible, because you have got to certain levels of understanding, but not transformative levels. That doesn't happen until you actually engage, until you actually begin to externalize what it is that you know in the benefit, for the benefit of others. That's what transforms us. I think that is amazing. So I'd like you to ponder that. And I'd like you to think, if you do have this line in you, you'll know what I mean. I mean, if you have it in other lines as well, well, then there will be the personal ambition coming in. But if you just have this, it's something to contemplate and it's something to enjoy. And I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, please like and subscribe and share. And I will be back again with something completely different very soon. Bye for now.